Yeah, hello guys. Good morning, guys, and welcome back to another wonderful episode of the Transfer Talk Show. And guys, on this segment, we're going to be discussing everything transfer. Like I said, it's all transfer. And when you check on the thumbnails, it talks about the likes of Anthony Gordon, Freepong, Zexi. Name them all. You know, name it all. So we're going to start with the fact that Kepa Arrizabalaga have actually been linked to Al Ittihad Football Club of Saudi Arabia. And if Chelsea, we all know what Chelsea have done so far. Chelsea have already they've been buying players. People talk about how Chelsea have spent billions bringing in players, and they haven't shown that they are going to stop because we have seen them. They've signed at least I think five players already. They've signed five players already. But one thing you can always say about Chelsea is that Chelsea, they are very, very good when it comes to selling players. They are very good at it because already Chelsea have sold. They've made at least I think 108 million million euros from the sale of players already. And we saw in January alone, so Chelsea made 250 million pounds in January alone from selling players. So they are when it comes to Chelsea, they are very, very good when it comes to selling players. And this is one of the reasons why they are able to go back into the to the transfer window to buy in players. So Kepa Arrizabalaga is the latest club that is being linked with probably leaving the club. There's a possibility Real Madrid might want to keep him, but I think we're going to discuss that if that possibility is if it's possible. Now, and it says here, a Saudi club may spoil Real Madrid's plan. Now, according to Marca newspaper, they've been reports that Al Ittihad club management has entered into negotiation with Real Madrid goalkeeper Kepa in order to sign him this summer. But you will not call him Real Madrid player because he is not a Real Madrid player. He went on loan for Real Madrid. He went on loan for Real Madrid. So basically and officially, he is Chelsea's player. He went on loan to Real Madrid. He went on loan to Real Madrid, but he's still officially a Chelsea player. So, like I said, there's still a possibility. There's still a possibility of him actually going to what's it called? Al Ittihad. Short so. Short so. Short so. I don't know. I don't know. Don't know. So, like I was saying, guys, If we are going to be officially, he's still a Chelsea player. And if Chelsea can get this deal done, then it means that Chelsea, you know, they will get money from the Saudi Arabians, and we know that Chelsea they are very, very good when it comes to exploiting. They are very, very good when it comes to exploiting what is it called? When it comes to exploiting Saudi Arabia. So Chelsea are very, very good when it comes to to such transfers. So, like I said, officially, Kepa Arrizabalaga is still a Chelsea player, not a Real Madrid player. So now the news reported, there's been a news coming from the club. The news report represents a real okay. This news represents a real crisis for the Royal Club, as the basic plan currently with Real Madrid to buy um, Kepa's contract from Chelsea if Andre Looney departs is confirmed, because they've been talked as a possibility that the likes of Looney could actually leave Real Madrid. And if we are being honest to ourselves, guys, um, Looney last season, you know, displayed and showed a reason why he should be, playing and keeping for a club. We saw that last season. Though they've been like people try to say something about the fact that it was dropped for Courtois in the final. And this is why I said something. I said there is no way if you were what's it called? Carlo Ancelotti, you are not taking chances. Because one thing you know is this, you know what Tubo Courtois gives you. You know what he represents. You know what you are getting from Tubo Courtois in a Champions League final. No, no matter what you want to say, he has had it, no doubt. You know, Andrew Looney have had a good season, no doubt. But sometimes when it comes to when it matters the most, you know what you are getting from the likes of Andrew Looney. So, which is why I bushy that talk as well. And it says here, Kepa did not initially object of the idea of moving to Altiyad, especially since, according to Marcal, and this Marcal is a newspaper from Spain, the Saudi offer was very exceptional in financial terms. And this is one thing we know about Saudi Arabia when it comes to they know how to strike a deal. Those guys, they know how to spend the money, you know. So that's why I would understand if such a thing is being done, you know. So he also says, although he agreed in principle, Kepa asked for some time to make the final decision, and Altiyad administration gave him a short period of time to inform them of his firm position on partnering with Karim Benzema in Jeddah. Um, Altiyad is currently looking for a world-class foreign goalkeeper after a season in spent with the local goalkeeper Abdul Al Mafio. Kepa is the only keeper on Altia's table, as there is Manchester City keeper, goalkeeper Ederson, and it was said that Liverpool's goalkeeper Becker is also an option. But from what we have heard so far, I think Allison is staying back at the club, and there's a possibility that what's it called? Um, uh, there's a possibility of Ederson joining Al Nassr actually, because I think initially was actually linked, but I think Al Nassr is going to get the deal done at the end of the day, because I think he's going to earn around £600,000 a week. And we all know Brazilian guys, those guys, come on. The way this guy is right now, he wants to earn generational wealth. And £600,000 a week, that is what you call generational wealth. We have seen players are ready to go to this club and earn money. So that'll be it. And let me just end the report. The Spanish goalkeeper position currently depends on whether Loni continues at Real Madrid or leaves, which is supposed to be determined in the next few days. So for me, I honestly believe. Sure, so
Yes, sir.
can you hear me?
I'm just trying to get. Yeah, I can hear you.
You're trying to get what?
Proper lighting.
I can see you. Leave the lighting alone.
It's fine.
United KP.
What's up? What's up?
United. How are you, my G?
All good, bro.
No, can't complain. So how you feeling now? Because you guys now, right now, you guys are breaking everywhere. You guys when it comes to transfer, it seems that you guys, man, are just there, man, dominating.
Mm,
So how are you feeling right now? Because you know, we haven't had such thing happening in United for a long time. So
mm,
how how will I say how happy are you feeling right now? Because for a first time for a very long time, it seems
mm.
the club is going to be run, properly, like it should be run. Like, what is your say on that? Because I know you're very, very happy about it. So, what's your say on it, my man?
Yeah, man. Yo, thanks by the way for being here.
Yeah, you're always welcome, my
Yeah,
man.
it's beautiful days ahead. Van Nistelrooy, Van Nistelrooy has just signed. Hack has just
Okay.
signed.
Yeah.
So yeah, no more Benny. No more Benny helping our strikers. We have proper players helping the strikers now. It's on
But
to goals.
Rude is coming in as the assistant coach actually.
Yeah, but Benny is gone. So
But
Rude, you know what Rude is coming to do. He's
we
he's
are
gonna
going to
be
get
he's gonna
we
be
are
more
going to get into
focused on
that.
the anyway.
We are going to get
I've
into that
just
because for me,
mm,
I told you something. I said for me, I don't see Tenag staying here for a very long time. You know,
Like if go
so
ahead, you don't have them anymore.
Ten Hag is
I
gonna
believe.
stay, man. I just think what really messed him up was his backroom stuff. To be fair,
Mhm.
to start there, um, as I said this at the end of the season, it's no offense to Benny McCarthy, but at a club at a stature like United, he's never played for a team like that. You know,
Mhm.
you don't know what it takes. You could see we were lacking when it came to attack. Let's be honest.
Well, you
And he
don't
was
blame
the
him though.
attacking. No, no, no,
Tenag
no,
brought
no,
him to the
no,
club.
no. But you could see our problems were in attack, goals. That's where we were lacking. Why were we scoring the other season and then all of a sudden we don't score?
It's something
Anyway,
we have been.
that's out of the way. That's
No,
out of the way.
we'll
Let's
get
let's
into
not
all those
let's
that
not
later. We'll get
focus
into
on
that
that.
later.
Let's
Okay, now
focus on. Mm,
it has been this morning. They've been reports that the likes of what's his name Sancho
mm.
have resumed training in Carrington, and
Yeah,
yesterday they were clips of what's his name
Greenwood.
what is it? Greenwood training
Mm,
with
mm,
Shoretire.
mm,
Now the question is this, man: what is your say on take or what your take on that? Because for me, I've been saying it. I've been saying it that for me, I don't think. Yes, Greenwood. At least they've been clubs coming for Greenwood. We have the likes
mm.
of Olympic Marseille and what's his name, Lazio. They've been
Yeah.
in for him. So, and I think Greenwood wants to just get the deal done. I don't think he wants to stay in United.
Hmm.
But what's your take on it? Do you think there's a possibility where he might get to stay in the club?
I don't see that happening, to be honest. You have to realize that the window closes in September. September
Hmm.
1st is the last day, so we still have enough time to get those players out. I think they're gonna leave. Um, Greenwoods is more sensitive than Sancho
Hmm. Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
because it's just club policies now. I guess they can't go against the policies of the club. And for Greenwood, I wouldn't mind Greenwood staying over Sancho, to be fair, because
Yeah,
Greenwood is a
that's true.
better player than Sancho. But I
Hmm.
don't see that happening. I still see them both leaving before the season starts. They might be there for
Because
the preseason, yes, but I still see them leave. I don't see any chance of them staying. I think this Euro is what's holding up a lot of business.
yeah,
So as soon as it's actually ending this week, right? It's on Sunday. That's the final.
Yeah,
So
it's only on Sunday.
so from
Because
next
from
week, we could expect a lot of movement in and out at United.
Because from what this guy reported as well, Fabricio, he said, yeah, United understand Olympic Marseille have sent a formal bid for Manchester. Mason Greenwood talks underway between both clubs, and Lazio have also, come in as well. But I think there's a possibility he might end up in Olympic Marseille
Marseille,
because of what's his name, De Zerbi
Deserby.
being there. So I think, and Zerbi have come outside to just make the big statement. He was talking about the fact that he wants to return Marseille to the Champions League. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
Some managers have confidence, but right now the big problem is Sancho. The big problem is Sancho. So do you think Sancho? Because one thing is that when you look at at least there are clubs coming for this guy called Greenwood, but no club or the only club that's coming for Sancho has been what's it called? It has been Juventus, and Juventus, and we all know Juventus. Juventus and Dortmund are the same thing. You know, they will not pay this same amount of money that Man U would want, and even though taking him on loan, they would like it will still affect United somehow. So, do you think there's a word whereby Dan Ashworth, the new sporting director, we try to, get Ten Hag and Sancho to sort out their defenses because of the fact that to do a deal with Sancho is going to be very, very difficult. What your take? Let me just ask a natural person first, who is a Man City fan, Shotso.
Okay.
So, Shotso, what do you think? Because we know what happened last season, and
Yeah.
we have seen how it transpired and everything. And
Yeah.
to do a deal for Sancho earns a lot of money. And Dortmund, he went for Dortmund, played well. Dortmund could not even sign him. And if they want to get rid of him because of Ten Hag, of the dispute Ten Hag and Sancho have, it means Sancho has to go for a loan again. And it's going to affect United more. So, what do you think that these new people coming into the club could do to rectify this problem?
Firstly, I'd like to start by saying that we can tell that Sancho was not the problem at United because when he went to Dortmund for loan, he was performing really well. So if he has to come back to United, it might affect the form due to how him and the manager get along. So I don't know if the owners, the new part-time owners, can do anything to mend the relationship between the two players. But if I was Sancho right now, if I would choose to stay at Dortmund or go to another club, not to be loaned but to be bought and leave United due to Ten Hag, because it seems like the owners love Eric and he's not gonna go anytime soon. So I feel like the most important thing Sancho should think about is game time. Besides the money that he gets, but as a player, you want to play football, and
Yeah,
I
true.
am sure he's disappointed that he didn't even get the call up for England. So maybe that's the reason why, because English media are very uh biased. So I think that's the reason why he didn't get called up to the England squad because he had a great performance in the Champions League. So honestly speaking, Sancho should just leave United.
So,
I
For his
agree,
sake, it will
okay,
affect
but the
Kevin.
United.
thing,
But for his sake, it would be a better decision to take.
yeah, I second what you just said there. The thing with Sancho is I always go to the stats.
Yeah, true.
He was the biggest player at Dortmund. Let's be fair. When he went back to Dortmund, he wasn't the biggest player at United, not even close to being the biggest player at United. He never used to start games. It was his third season, and he never got double numbers in goals or assists at any point in that period he was there. So for me, I just think his performances, to be fair, led to his downfall because I play sports as well. So I understand when you're constantly not performing, it really affects your game. It really affects
Yeah,
your mentality.
yeah,
And the pressure at the big clubs is twice as much as it is at Dortmund because at Dortmund he used to walk. There's no
yeah.
probably just in the Champions League games is when he tried to track back, but he's given so much freedom at Dortmund because he's the star player. You know, at
Mm-hmm.
United,
Yeah, yeah.
there's very few players get that freedom of expressing
No tracking back.
themselves. Even
Yeah,
even
yeah,
at
yeah.
City,
Yeah.
it's very few players. It's probably just Kevin De Bruyne,
Mm-hmm.
Silva, and Foden who are let loose to just do whatever they want. But every other player has to be systematic. They have to play in
Yeah.
their own
Yeah.
place. You understand? So that game doesn't, and that's why I say Sancho is not a big team player. He will never play for a big club, in my opinion, because his game, he says it's at street football, but it doesn't work at big clubs. So maybe a Newcastle, I wouldn't be surprised if a
I
team like Newcastle came in for Sancho
Mm-hmm.
because they're trying to get players in as well. But I just don't see him working at a big
I
club, to be
believe
fair.
Yeah, go on, short too.
I believe that Sancho can actually, there's levels to his game. I believe he can improve and get better as a player. Due to his previous forms before United and after United. Another
Mm-hmm.
thing is that if I don't know if you guys could tell me, is there any player that Eric Ten Hag has improved and made better and made him peak that we can say?
Yeah,
Because I don't want to blame Sancho's performance alone.
there's a
His
couple.
performance, there's a
Um,
couple.
yeah, there's a couple.
Name a few.
I'll start with Rashford.
In
Rashford just had a trash season.
Rashford,
Like I don't believe.
In
Like
his first
I don't
season, he
believe
scored 30
so.
goals.
I don't believe so.
He scored
Rashford,
30. Rashford
I don't
scored
believe
30
Rashford,
so.
goals
You know
in
what
his
is that?
first season.
Eh, Kev, you know
Look at
but
what
he
is
played
that?
for
Garnacho.
one season.
No,
It
look at
was the one
Kevin,
season
Garnacho.
one.
Look at
Kev,
Garnacho. Look at Kobe
Kev,
Mino. These are
wait.
players that have come through Ten
Kobe
Hag.
Mino is a baller.
Look at
Kobe
Dalot.
Mino, he will play
Regardless of
anyway.
Hasn't Diogo Dalot improved since
You know what
Eric
is this?
came in?
You know what is this? I mean, like for me, I still don't believe that he improved Rashford because Rashford, this is something I've seen with
Rashford never
Rashford.
scored 30 goals in a season till Eric came in.
It's the same thing
No, so
because
that's improving a player.
he picks this year, the following year
the
he
Yeah,
goals
flops.
but
are just
it's
only
the
half the
level
story.
at which he peaked. That's what improvement is.
You
It's
put
the
that,
level
In
at
terms
which
of
a player
you put
peaks.
that all
It's
to
the same way. It's the same
Benny
way.
McCarthy. You
It's the
put that to
same way.
Benny
It's
McCarthy.
no. It's the same way Haaland. It's the same way Haaland came to City and scored 50
I
goals in his
disagree.
first.
I'm not gonna
And
lie.
no. It's the same way Haaland came to City and scored 50 goals in his first season. That's
Uh-huh.
the Pep effect. He never did it anywhere else.
Okay,
He did it in his.
you
That's a
know what?
Pep effect.
Can I add?
Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So
No,
these managers improve
But
players. It's up
he,
to the
if you
players
tell
to keep
me,
he
the
only
standard.
if you
Is
tell
that
me
true or
he
about,
only
false?
peaked
if you tell me about
one
him
season.
giving
Isn't it up to the
Firmino,
player to keep the standard?
if you
Is it
give,
the
if you,
manager's?
if you
Is it the
Yes.
manager's job to keep the player's standard, or it's the player's job to keep the standard, the levels?
it
I'd
will be
say
interesting to see what Rashford will do this season.
Rashford's number of goals last season is only half of the story. He's the goals he scored and the performance that he had is not the same. He managed to score a lot of goals, but his performance
No,
without the goals
Rashford was deadly,
not.
man. We have to
Mhm.
be honest. Rashford was deadly
He was good.
in Eric's
The
first
only
season.
the only
Yeah, it
good
was
part of
deadly. It was
Rashford's
deadly.
game last season was just the goals, nothing
Not
else.
last season.
Not
Not
the
last season. It was the season before last season that I'm talking about.
Yeah, the season where he peaked with those many
Yeah,
goals. I'm saying that his goals is only half of the story. He scored a lot of goals. He peaked. That's his best goal scoring season. But the
yeah.
performance, regardless of the goals, was not
Even
on the
we
same
can say
level.
the same about Mbappe. We can say the same
Yeah, yeah,
about
yeah,
Mbappe
yeah, yeah,
because
yeah,
Mbappe
yeah.
scores 30, 40 goals a season, but his performances
Mhm.
are never really there. He's just
Mhm.
Yes,
poaching.
yeah, we can agree on that. We
Mm.
can agree on
Even
that.
Haaland never does anything. Is there? Is most of his
And he
goals are
scores a lot
tap-ins.
of goals. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
I
So
agree on that.
that's
for
fact.
a striker, the most important thing people will judge with putting the ball behind the net. You understand?
Now let us
So
shift.
That's true.
Let us shift from what I'm saying because this well, the question that I asked was
mm,
if there's a possibility of Sancho staying or leaving, or there's a way whereby
I don't think
they will
Sancho
try
stays.
to. You don't see in a way whereby they will try to make Ten Hag and him, come on
Nah,
common grounds, apologize and anything.
Believe
the
Sancho,
fact
Sancho might take the deal if they offer him the right money. He's a cheese boy. The
uh,
money nowadays, money. It influences the decision that these players make. So if they
yeah,
offer him the
true.
right price, he'll be willing to he'll be willing to sacrifice game time for money. Sadly, so we
Now I
won't
want
see
to ask you
Sancho.
now.
Another stubborn man. I don't think he's gonna give
He
Sancho
can go
that
to
freedom.
Saudi. He can go to Saudi. Don't forget that Saudi is still there, and they give up the big
Yeah.
money. So
It's a
I don't think
possibility.
I don't think Sancho wants to go to Saudi.
I just think Sancho is a Lingard. Like the best club he can perform in England is probably a West Ham.
No,
I don't see
I think Sancho is a bit, baller than Lingard. I think he will do well more in
what about
Newcastle.
his game? What about his game? What
not
about his
West
game
Ham.
is good? Just the dribbling.
Yeah, one thing is this, man. Before
Like for
we
Sancho's
judge
position, he
Sancho,
does what he has to do, man.
Sancho, you first of all need to
Nah,
know
man.
the kind of player.
Sancho is a
It's a player
very
that you place in a team that owns the ball, not we are always chasing. Because I feel that when the team came out, the person that
Why
signed
did
Sancho,
why did Sancho perform at Dortmund and he didn't perform at United?
it is because of the play style.
because of the pressure.
The
Yeah.
manager,
No,
the manager that
it's the pressure. Let's be honest. The
Sancho
pressure at
never
United,
wanted Sancho. He wanted
the
Jack Grealish.
criticism, the
He wanted
criticism you
Jack
get, the criticism you get not performing at United is not the same as Dortmund.
Yeah,
Look at where Dortmund were in the league,
that's fact.
and they still praised Sancho. At United, you'd be battered. It wouldn't matter where you finish in the league. If you had a poor performance, that's it.
I'll take this comment later because I'm not really dive into this guy. What's his name? Donny van der Beek, man. Like £500,000. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. And this is another player that you would not say failed or flopped in United. United disappointed this guy.
No, he
because
flopped.
you know what is this, man.
He flopped,
one thing I need to you need to understand is this.
Go to?
Let's not forget.
Let me explain to you. There's what they call profiling. Just like the way I would give Sancho a slack, I will give this guy a slack as well because he was brought to a team that does not play the pattern of football he was coming from. You had Donny van der Beek playing at Ajax, balling. Everybody wanted him. Real Madrid wanted him. But he ended up at United that does not play that pattern of football whereby we have the likes of Bruno and Fernandez and Rashford whereby obviously you can say what this guy was playing at that point in time, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, was counter-attacking football. And counter-attacking football, Donny van der Beek was never going to succeed there. And this is why I said about Sancho as well. He never wanted Sancho. He wanted Jack Grealish. But because of now, the people that was running the club, Glazers and what's his name? Eatwood, or what's his name? They got
Ed Woodward.
they got Sancho. And Sancho now needs you a team whereby we
for
have
75 million, by the way, 75 million pounds.
And it's crazy.
And would have just given that to Aston Villa and would have gotten Grealish.
Yes.
And Grealish is more of a United. Grealish is more of a United player than a City player. Yeah. That's exactly what we needed.
So profiling is different. They don't profile the player; they just go for player.
But let's also be honest with Pep, because Pep has also failed a couple of players at City. Not a couple, a lot.
Yes, a lot
of players. Not even Calvin Phillips. Look at Matthias Nunes.
The only thing that's
look at Grealish.
He knows,
look at Ferran Torres.
Even Grealish.
There's a couple.
He has failed with Grealish, man. Turn Grealish to nonsense. All of a sudden, Grealish is not looking like a shadow of himself, man.
But that's football for you. That's exactly what I'm trying to tell you guys. Even the manager can see something in a player and still won't work. You understand?
Yeah.
So that's football for you.
On that.
It's nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong about it. It happens in every single club. I think the only club that doesn't happen as often is Real Madrid.
Yeah.
I think that's the only club that most players generally succeed. It's rare for players not to succeed there.
It's rare, honestly. So now, guys, let's want to talk about this guy, Osimhen. Because last season, Osimhen was like the most important player in football. And all of a sudden, he has dropped away by even right now, as I speak right now. Napoli have come to Chelsea. They've come outside to say, don't worry, we are ready to reduce the money. And yet, nobody seems to want Osimhen. And me, I've been telling you, Kev, that guy for me, I don't rate him. I don't believe he's a good player. I've been saying it because
who?
Osimhen, Victor Osimhen. I don't really rate that guy. Honestly, I would name players.
Where was he playing he went to Napoli.
Lille. He was playing Lille.
How did he
And
perform?
in Lille.
In
No, he did well
the
in Lille. But yet again, we talked something about pressure just now. Pressure. The pressure there is different from
But
pressure you
he,
get
but
from.
he scored a couple of goals last season, man. I don't know why people are so hard on him. The team was just poor. The team had two
No.
managers in the
yeah,
same season.
Was
He
it 2
scored.
or
He
3?
scored. I think he was the fourth top scorer in the league, if I'm not wrong.
No doubt. No, what I'm trying to say is this now. What I'm trying to say right now is this. That guy is not clinical.
I wouldn't. Nah, he's clinical, bro.
He's not.
He's
And
clinical, bro.
okay.
did you watch
But becoming
Nations
top
Cup?
goal scorer doesn't count for something.
Did you watch
He was
Nations
top
Cup?
goal scorer.
Nah, the thing, bro.
Did you watch this guy in Nations Cup? And
It's
I won't say
he,
it. I don't want
bro.
him
The
to go to Chelsea.
the team was equally not providing as many chances to him.
I want him to come to
Let's
United.
be fair.
I want him to come to your club
No,
so
I
that
wouldn't. I
you
wouldn't be
dismantle
surprised
him.
if Arsenal. I wouldn't be surprised if Arsenal just made a surprise move for him.
If
He would
Arsenal
suit
make
them.
a move for them, they are getting another Gabriel
No, he would
Jesus.
suit them. He would
They will
suit
get
them.
another Gabriel Jesus. If
Nah,
Arsenal knows what is good for that
I
football
just
club,
think. I
they
just think
need
you
to
guys.
go
You guys are
for
too hard.
somebody.
You guys are
They
too hard
need to
on
go
him,
for somebody
man.
like Isak. I'm sorry, that guy is not good.
Isak
He's
is not leaving. Isak is
He's
not
not
leaving
good, so you
Newcastle.
don't rate him. No,
Osimhen.
that's a wild one.
No, I'm
Yeah,
serious,
I
man.
rate
He's
Osimhen,
not
I'm not
bro.
well.
even saying
It's
it,
just
man.
that
Ask
it's
them.
just
I've
that
been
we've
saying it to
gotten.
United
It's just
KP.
that we've
I've been
gotten
saying it.
Zirkzee. It's just that we've just gotten Zirkzee. So there's no way
No,
we're gonna get Osimhen.
you know,
But
one thing is that these guys are building a project. You know, and one thing is this: Zirkzee is a young blood. Osimhen lies about his age. Osimhen, there's no way Osimhen is 25 to 25. There's no way.
what?
Osimhen is like
What?
Osimhen is 38 years old, going to 40 years old. I'm telling you, that is why he's always injured. He's injury prone. That guy,
Bro,
career is done.
you can't run that fast if you're over 29, 30, to be
That
fair.
is why he's getting the injury
No,
now. Because
that guy's
he runs
quick.
too fast, then he gets this springs, arm spring. That guy is old, dude. That guy is 38. I'm telling you the truth. 38.
Now let's
There's no way.
speak facts. Let's speak facts. Let's not propaganda things here. Let's speak facts. Osimhen is 25.
Okay.
He
But why
he has the
why does
ability.
nobody want him?
No. He has the ability to score 20 goals plus a season. That's the
Yeah,
fact.
no doubt.
Yeah,
But
That's
what
the
I'm
fact.
asking you now, what I'm asking
That's
you now
the
is
facts.
this.
How many strikers in world football
Why
can bring up
does
those
nobody
numbers?
want him?
No, it's not about nobody wanting
No,
him.
dude,
It's about the deal he had with Napoli.
Okay.
And now Napoli have come up with a coach that wants Lukaku.
Yeah.
You understand? Can you even compare Lukaku and Osimhen? They're not of the same breath. Did you see
Yes,
Lukaku,
not
how
really.
woeful he was in the Euros?
yeah.
One thing is that yet
Lukaku
again,
had a worse Euro than
You have-
Osimhen had in the AFCON.
you have a
He's got a
manager.
hat-trick.
You have a manager that
He's a
knows
top
how
goal
to bring
scorer
the
with
best out of Lukaku. You know, you have a manager in Antonio Conte. If Antonio Conte could come to and tell you that he wants
I
Lukaku,
think Osimhen. I didn't even
it's
see
because
this,
he
but
knows how to
I
bring the
didn't
best
even
out of
see
him.
this what you've just put up, but it makes so much sense. I think it's going to happen because this swap for
Yeah.
Napoli with Osimhen and Lukaku, it makes so much sense because Conte said in his presser that there's no striker like Lukaku in football. He understands his play.
Yeah,
He understands his style.
He knows
So
how
it
to
makes
use
it
him.
makes total sense in terms of business and money for them
Yeah.
to have a swap deal
Yeah, and
and
they'll be getting,
possibly add a bit of more money.
They'll be getting two players for it. They want to give out Kaisede as well, and that guy is showing as well. And I've been saying, I said, Lukaku, no matter you want to call him a flop, I don't know. Under Antonio Conte, he balls, he scores goals.
Who's that guy?
Yeah, I just
Caesar.
believe Lukaku is just unlucky.
Plays for
guys.
Chelsea.
He's a little striker. He's just unlucky. I'm sorry. He's unlucky.
Nah,
Man,
Lukaku
sometimes,
is
man.
shit, bro.
No, I don't understand. Like,
I'm not.
I don't know
Bro,
what
Lukaku has
Lukaku-
all the other things he needs to be a full big striker.
Bro, the only thing is his
Yeah, but
gumboots.
he's cursed.
He wears
Lukaku was
gumboots.
good
Like
at United,
Lukaku can't
was good
finish
at
for
Everton.
shit. Lukaku can't finish for shit. That's his biggest problem. He
So who would
can't.
you rate more, Jackson or Lukaku?
Jackson all day, bro.
right
Jackson
now,
all
I
day.
don't know Jackson all day.
No,
Man.
hey,
He
Jackson
just-
all day, bro.
Jackson's ball, man. Jackson's good on ball.
Jackson, the problem
Football.
with him is his IQ.
Yes.
His IQ is low. Football, that's
You,
where
you,
Lukaku beats him.
you
Yeah.
know the
But when it
problem
comes
I
to
agree on that.
about Jackson.
finishing, Jackson
I think
has it.
I think one thing about Jackson is that if Jackson thinks about a move, he end up flopping it. But if he
Yeah,
just
but
does it
That's the
based on just
IQ. He's just
once,
like
he
his
gets the goal.
decision making is poor. That's
Yeah,
all I have to say about
there's a goal he
Jackson.
scored. Ooh, there's a very, very good goal he scored last season. Jackson. I was like, how did he get to think about this? And I was like, no, he didn't think about it. He just did it on instinct. Chase the ball and hit it once. But when he gets to like
Mm,
sit down, let me just think. It's like that
yes.
with Darwin Nunes as well. Darwin
mm.
Nunes will score some goals here. He'll be like,
Yeah, they
Darwin Nunes.
overthink at the end
Then the one you want to
decision
say,
making.
he should easily score
How
it.
do you do that?
They flop it.
What do you guys
So
think
They score
about?
the hard goals.
What do you guys think
Uh,
about the Zirkzee delict
yeah,
transfer?
I was going to come to that next now because one thing is that
Mm,
if you ask me,
mm,
I will tell you honest truth. I've
mm,
never seen or watched Zexi play before. You
mm,
know, I'll be lying telling you that I've seen Zexi.
mm.
I'll be lying. And on my fuse, you're welcome to the chat, my G. Welcome to the chat. Fancy football. Welcome to the chat. I'm not
Big
like
ups, big ups.
I've never seen this guy played before. I will not tell you that I've seen this. I've never seen him play before, so I cannot judge a player that I've not
Mm,
seen anything about. And
mm,
when you look at what's his name, Zexi, I was making a Troy on somebody. I said like United is getting Zexi, yet Zexi can't even get into the what's his name national team
mm.
into what's her name what's this thing again? I've forgotten this
Netherlands. The
Netherlands.
Nash.
He can't even get into Netherlands squad, and yet you are talking about him being the solution for United. I was
Mm,
just trolling, but I've never seen him play. I can't judge him, but
mm,
from the looks of things, I think there's something there because I believe the likes of Dan Ashworth, whosoever, they would have scored him very, very well at Bologna. And for
mm,
Delete, for me, I still believe Delete is a baller. Let's drop the fact that Delete did not work at Ajax, did not
mm,
work, did not work at Juventus or Bayern, but he's coming to a manager that knows him very well. For me, he's coming to a manager that knows him, just like the way I'm talking about how Conte knows how to use Lukaku. He's
mm,
coming to a manager that knows how to use the lead. So I
mm.
believe he's going to, if that deal goes through, because they've been talks that what's it called?
Personal,
The fans,
um,
and they've been fans that about 60,000
yeah, the
fans
Bayern.
protesting
Mm,
that they don't want Delete to leave.
mm,
But if Mayu can get those two players, get okay, no, they did this done already for Zexi. I think if Mayu can get Delete and maybe Ugarte, then
mm.
it's a good season, man. But welcome to the chat on Morpheus, man, from Fancy Football. So you can, watch your say on it because United Kill Post is asking, what do you feel about Zexi and Delete?
Okay, I think with regards to the Zirkzee, I heard you saying that he couldn't even get into the Netherlands. So I think it doesn't really matter if he couldn't get. But we saw him last season. The
Mhm.
way Thiago Motta at Bologna used him very effectively at in the number 10 role, and that's why I fear for Bruno Fernandez. If he doesn't really play well next season, he could be really sharing, looking
Soft
for.
out, yeah.
Yeah, so I think for Zirkzee, he will be a good player. It's just for us to ensure for United to ensure that they have that style of play, that structure on the pitch. Now they have the structure of the pitch. They've assembled that structure of the pitch. That's good. That's
Mhm.
fine. More people will see coming behind the scene at the club. But currently, now what we want is a structure on the pitch. Now,
Mhm.
United needs to have a style of play, a proper style of play, and that's what I think that bringing in Van Nistelrooy, who is on his way to Manchester now to sign that to be unveiled as the assistant.
He's there already. He's there already.
He's
He has
there.
been featured
He
already.
got there
so
in the morning.
okay,
Yeah, I
so
got it in the morning.
to sign that contract and Reina as well will ensure that that style of play on the pitch will be achieved. Now, people will be
Mm,
saying, what really happened? Why couldn't Ten Hag implemented that style of play last season? It is because of the players United have.
Yeah.
If you look at over time, post Alex Ferguson, the team was built under Louis van Gaal to be a counter-attacking team. Whether we like it or not, that's what it is. Then post Louis van Gaal to the Mourinho era, Mourinho maintained that counter-attack. In short, during Mourinho, it was even worse because United were the best counter-attacking team in the Premier League at that time. No, it's not.
Yeah, I understand.
It's facts.
Yeah. So post Mourinho, we went into Ole Social, something a little bit changed, but you still see those players, you still see Ole Social maintaining that counter-attacking style of play. We have not moved, the club has not moved on from there. United have not moved on from that counter-attacking play. Even up till when Erik ten Hag came in, he still maintained that counter-attacking play with some little bit of difference with it. Now, let's take away the play. Let's look at some of the players in the team. Yes, if I start mentioning names, they will say it was a problem of Ten Hag. But truth be told to all of us, this is what it is. Culturally, over the course of the past 13 years, United players have not really been doing well. Look at Rashford. Look at Sancho, a player that was bought for how many million pounds? 70 million pounds plus from Borussia Dortmund. He couldn't really stamp his authority. Yes, we had Ronaldo, but because I keep saying that the signing of Ronaldo destabilized that team, whether we like it or not, that year. It destabilized that team because I was optimistic that United team with Sancho and some other players that were brought in at that time could have really held their own without Ronaldo. But Ronaldo came in, his signing destabilized the team. Though I was one of the people that was joyous, rejoicing, clapping hand. But on the flip side, tactically, Ronaldo didn't suit the Premier League at that age and at that time. So, but this is where we are now. We need something different, and what we need is one-touch football. Pass and move, and let's see what is going to happen with these people that are coming in, because we know that the other guy is leaving. Van der Waals is leaving. He's leaving also. Then who else is leaving? Benny has gone. The other guy, the former
his assistant, that Steve,
Mark Van Gaal.
Yeah, that
McLaren,
guy.
yes, the former
Fletcher is gone.
Yes, so
all
Fletcher
those
is
guys
gone.
are gone.
All those guys behind the scene have gone. So the club needs fresh air, but there's something still remaining behind the scene in that club. I want it to leave. Well, we know that it won't go.
Who do you want to leave? Say it out.
The Glazers have to leave as
The
well.
Glazers.
They have to leave. They have to
They
leave.
won't leave.
It'll be difficult.
Yeah, I agree with you. They won't leave. I agree with you because they still have.
But we also have to look at it. We also have to look at it from an Arsenal point of view.
Okay.
As long as the owners make sensible decisions, they change their style, their approach in how they do business, and you can see how Arsenal are right now. The pressure on Kroenke out has really subsided. So I think it's a good move. They should sell more of the club. I think Ineos should start buying a bit more of the club to get majority stake, because they still have minority stake at the club. But I think it's a good step forward for now. Rome wasn't changed in a day. So
okay. And now they've been talk about Dan Ashworth. Dan Ashworth and Erik ten Hag. This is coming from Central Devil. He says here, joins in, Dan Ashworth and Erik ten Hag are ready to move Harry Maguire.
No, this guy should be the first person to leave the club. I think he has overstayed his stay at United.
Yeah.
Yes, I think he should be the first guy to leave the club. For me, 80 million pounds for Maguire when he was bought under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was a waste. I just realized you have to sometimes you have to say let's try. And now I think the best thing that's happened to United so far is that they go into a transfer purchase for a player, knowing fully where they're going on a position of strength, rather than under Woodward. They were going into that transfer looking as if they won't get that player. Okay, let's look at how long did it take for United to sign Sancho? A deal he would just do and it's done and dusted.
2 seasons.
The same thing with Mauro Fellaini. One of the first transfers that was done under the era of Woodward. The same thing issues they had with which other deal again? With even Maguire's deal. So these
Pogba
are
as well.
yes, Pogba as well. So they keep on dragging feet. They go into a negotiation like underdogs because they only understand. Like I always say. When I say this, you guys will laugh. They only understand money, money, money. They don't understand
Yeah,
tactics,
it's
tactics,
money, man.
tactics.
That's true.
Yeah, it's money. It's
True.
That's
money.
true.
It's money.
True.
It's money. So, do you think a deal like because they've expressed their interest at Jared Brightwaite, and one thing for me is this: I said that the fact that United went with 35 million pounds for Jared Brightwaite is a kind of insult because yes, it might not really be, it might be having his first season breakthrough, but I still believe that going to Everton with 35 million pounds is like you want to rip them off. But I said at max, I believe if United can just go to Everton, 45 million pounds max, or 45 million pounds plus add on 5 million, 50 million max. I think Everton should be able to do the deal. But in another sense, again, I could say to Everton, I give you Harry Maguire
Or Lindelof.
or Lindelof and 25
Because
million
they want
pounds.
Lindelof.
I believe they'll do the deal.
Everton.
25 million pounds, 25 million pounds and Lindelof, or 30 million pounds and Lindelof or Harry Maguire, they'll do the deal.
But there's
What do you think?
there's the thing with English players is they're the most
English tax.
expensive. Yeah, they're
English
the most
tax.
expensive players on the market. You understand? So a player
Overpriced,
like Brathwaite,
overpriced.
yeah,
overpriced.
it's
A lot
facts.
of
Do
them.
you
The most
see
expensive player
Rice
in the world.
do you see how Rice playing is playing like £100 million player?
Yeah.
Not even close.
Nobody.
Not even
No.
close to 100 million.
Nobody.
No.
But I think Brathwaite, I think he will join United. To be honest, it's Everton are in financial trouble. So as soon as United get past the 50 million pound mark, if they send an
No.
offer above 50
Yeah,
million,
yeah. I believe
they
around 50
will
million.
fold. They will
Around
fold.
50 million pounds. Because one thing is that they were in a financial decision crisis before that needed them to sell Brightwaite. But right now they they sold a player out because with this PSR rule, they were able to sell a player that made them now be in a
Which player?
comfortable. I've forgotten the guy's name. I'm trying to remember the
Okay,
guy's name. Everton sold one
see,
player.
this is what I think. I have I have a video on my channel that I did talked about player laundering. I don't know if I don't know if there's
Yeah, I
I
saw
have
it.
it.
That's a
Yes,
nice
I will
way to say
talked
it.
about So I had a video on my channel. I talked about player laundering with one of my co-hosts, Nonso Arinzechi.
Yeah, no, so yeah.
Yes, so we talked extensively about player laundering, and this is what uh, I don't think it is not illegal currently now.
It's not illegal.
Everton has done that. They even wanted to do it with Newcastle with what's his name, their top striker recently, but that deal didn't really went through. So what club? If you see the deals that Chelsea have struck so far so good, and Aston Villa, it still boils down on that player laundry.
Yes, no, that's what it is now.
Now this is what club this is what they do. They go into a transfer knowing fully well that they have a player that club A is interested in, and the other club also have a player maybe not really interested in, because you cannot just sign a player for 19 million pounds and the player that have just not even had close to 19 minutes under his belt for your club for how many seasons that is there? Yeah,
Kelly.
So, but clubs go into that deal. I paid 38 million pounds for Ian Martins. Yes, then I'm paying 19 million pounds for Kelly. So you see how clubs are trying to maneuver the PSLR, and we also have a club that have taken the Premier League, an organization that it belongs to court now, and we are waiting for the outcome of that case as well.
He's there up there. He's a fan of Man City. He's right there.
Who is there?
Opinion fact. He's there. Opinionator fact. That is him up there.
Man. All I can say
he's a fan of Man City.
Man City just gonna bribe the authorities, bribe the people. We basically own the league.
You know, you guys
basically don't own. Basically, you don't own the league.
Why was it so easy for the league to find Everton and not Man City? Because of the financial.
I think we'll get there.
Manchester City have a financial privilege.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
No, we'll get there in November. In November, we'll get there. There are clubs that are far bigger than City in the league. Maybe not financially,
Have you
but
been
in
surviving?
terms
How
of.
many seasons has Manchester City been surviving these fines?
But
And that one,
we all know where we are in terms of the 115 charges that are out there for City. We all know where we are. As a City fan, you should be scared because your club made the first move. You have pushed your queen up front by suing the Premier League.
yeah.
Now, when we go to November and when those
I
115
can't
charges
disagree on
will
that. What I do the good and the bad.
Like I
I'm
can't believe
very
they
gutless.
sued Premier League. I can't still believe they made that move to
No,
sue them.
it's a good
It's
move for them. I
the
think
power of the phone.
they want to cut this the snake from the head, but I think it's a very dangerous move for
I
City.
think they're just shooting themselves.
Exactly, it's a
On
very
their foot.
dangerous move for City, to be frank. But let's see how that one goes. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how that case goes. But
What's the worst that could happen? Can
but
City get
Relegated.
fines?
no, I don't think
Because
they will
if
get.
City can't find a certain amount of money, we can afford to pay it off. So
No, I don't. But I
feel
don't
like
think
they're
I don't
I
think
don't
City
think
gets.
it's a monetary. I
No,
don't
but I
think
don't
it's a
think
Yeah,
money.
it's not a money
It's a money
thing.
It's not a
thing.
money
Not
thing.
money.
I don't want it to be a money
Because
thing
if you're
because if
found
it's a money
guilty,
thing, they will pay.
if you're
If
found
it's a
Money is
money
not a
guilty,
thing,
problem. Yeah,
you
Man
can't
City
pay.
will pay.
You know,
yeah,
Yeah.
true.
it's not a
But
money
I
Everton
thing.
don't
got
think
fined money.
for prosperity and for the integrity of the Premier League, I don't think City are going to be relegated. But what I think they will
Honestly.
do, what they will do is that some of the trophies will be withdrawn from them, and that's the best thing. So as to kill the ego of City and
Pep.
their Arab owners as well.
Well, I think I
No,
think
I don't, that,
I
that,
speak for most fans in
if that
football.
has to happen,
I
it should be a
think sending them.
percentage.
I don't think taking the title from them is enough. Like, come on,
Yeah,
man. You guys
because
are
it's still in the
there.
history
We were
books.
talking
You
about
can take the
115.
title but
They
before
went
relegation.
on and won treble. We're talking about 115. They went and won treble. No, I don't think it will be enough. You take all the titles they've won from there and take it and send them to at least championship.
no,
At
no, no,
least.
no, no. That, like I said,
That would be extreme.
Timber. I think it will be extreme. It will not be good in the eyes of the. Yes, we know that it has been done. It was done in Juventus. It was done for Juventus twice in 2006, where
Yeah.
they were relegated and sent back to Serie B,
Yeah.
and also last 2 seasons ago, where they were banned from appearing in the Champions League as well, and points were deducted from them. But what I think should happen, we take some point off them at the beginning of the season or when the season have started. Then the next thing is look at how you can take some of the trophies away from them, whether it is in the history books or not. That's just it. In the history books, when you go back to the history books, this is what will be written in the history books. Man City won the league, but at that time, this was what really happened, and it was taken off them. So that's just it.
I
That's
think
just
And
it.
how many trophies we United get from it? Because I know there's a season
3 or 2.
only took second. There's a season Mourinho took second,
Mourinho took
which just means
second.
those two leagues will go to United.
Even Ferguson with Mancini there, we took second.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That was what really happened.
Yeah.
This issue dates back in.
As soon as these guys took over the club, these problems began.
Yeah, and it's just part of let's just say shared desperation from the city owners at that time.
Yeah.
They just needed to win something. They've invested money, and that is why I still like what is really going on with the PSL. I also like what is also going on with club owners not investing their money personally. The business should run itself.
Yeah, true.
Yes, the business should run itself, and that is why. If you look at the female football, you see a lot of clamoring. Let's share. Let's get money from the other side. The business should run itself. When the business runs itself over time, then you might know how to maneuver processes in a legal way. United have done it. I said so. United have done it. Liverpool are doing it. Arsenal are doing it. You must not spend heavens. Even currently now clubs. Okay, look at Real Madrid for instance. I like the model of their transfer. Going for young players. When was the last? How many players have they signed in the last 4 years for top notch? Jude Bellingham was the last player that was signed for 30 million euros.
Jude was the only one.
Yes, look at the way they do their transfer. Getting young players at a
loaning
cut price.
out players, bringing them
loan them
ready.
out, bring those ones that are ready, take them out, chop them in, and you will see what is going to happen. And that is why they had Chouameni for £60 million, which is good, and he has paid his bill. They had Camavinga for £19 million thereabout. I don't know what they paid for Camavinga, but they paid around that cut price for Camavinga. Paid 130 for Jude Bellingham. Who else again? They had two young players, attacking young players, Rodrigo and Vinicius Junior up front. They've successfully replaced their aging midfield.
They bought this City boy. What's his name? Is he a Spaniard?
Brahim Diaz.
Diaz.
Diaz was part of the team. Well, he came from
it was free. It was actually a free transfer, right?
Exactly.
It was free.
Yeah. So I just think that it's a good model, and they've built a wonderful edifice. At the old Santiago Bernabeu. So I think it's a good. They've done their business very, very well over the course of time, and Florentino Perez needs to be applauded for that. He has shown that he has learned from his mistake.
No scandals at the same time.
Yes, no scandal at the same time. So he has learned from his mistake, the mistake he made in the early 2000s when he assembled the Galacticos at that time, the likes of Beckham, Zidane, Figo, and who else again? Roberto Carlos was in that team. Michael Owen was in that team. A host of Galacticos in the team. So
Beckham.
To be frank, I think Klopp should be looking at the Real Madrid model now and seeing that yes, we can copy from that.
So now, guys, Frimpong has been linked to Liverpool Football Club. So, do you think there's a possibility it will end up in Liverpool? Because for me, I believe Frimpong is worth more than £32 million, man.
But that's his buyout. That's his buyout clause for now. That's what he's worth.
Yeah,
that's what he's worth. So
until August.
Until August. So,
but don't you think Manchester United should be looking into making a deal like that?
Nah, for me, to be fair, I think we should be looking more to a left back than a right back.
I agree.
Yeah, we should be looking because I still see Dallo can hold us for one more season. I still don't think it's a finished product.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't rate Frimpong. I think Dallo is a better right back than Frimpong, to be very honest with you. I've watched Frimpong last season. He keeps on being played out of position by most managers, and I don't know why. He's not an attacking right midfielder. He's a winger. He's a wing back. He can fall back. He can go forward. He reminds me of Victor Moses. You remember how Victor Moses was so effective going forward and still coming back. So he doesn't suit the United style of play because he's a fullback. We don't need fullbacks. We need right backs and left backs. Luke Shaw is the biggest problem in that backline right now because I'm sure the centre-back positions are going to be covered. I'm just worried about the left. I'm not sure if Malacia is back fit, if he is even fit to start the season. Let's even start there. So I think left-back is more of importance for United than the right.
But at least we saw Luke Shaw. We saw a bit of Luke Shaw. So there's a possibility that Luke Shaw.
You'll just see a bit of him. Trust me.
I think Luke Shaw. I think for Luke Shaw after that incident 10 years ago he had. I think he has not been. He has not been the same player he was since then. He has spent 10 years at United. No one. I think that's how time passed for players. Football is just like a graveyard for players. You wonder if this player, where did he play? When did he play at this club? But it is reality. We have to face the fact.
And the funny thing is this: people say the likes of what's his name, Rafael Varane.
Yeah,
that Varane is an injury-prone player, but yet, and they talk about Martial have been injury-prone player.
Yeah,
but do you know that I did some stats and I saw that even with the fact that we talk about Martial being injured, he has been available more than Luke Shaw. And Varane, who they say is also injury-prone player, I checked last season, Varane was available more than most United defender. He was available more than John Stones. John Stones from Liverpool.
Yeah.
From Man City. So now this, because I just want to just ask something now, because I want to know your take on this. Because people say he's beyond it, he can't do it anymore, he's injury prone. And for me, I don't think he has to do with the injury. I think he has to do with the wages.
I think
the wages of the wages for Varane.
It's more of the wages for Varane, to be fair.
Yeah, and United didn't really want to trigger that 1 year.
350,000 pounds a week.
Okay. Also,
that's the type of money You want at
Yes,
least 30 games in the
exactly. Yes,
Premier
Yeah.
League,
I
at
agree with
least.
you. You
At least.
want a player that we paid such amount of wages. He's been paid 17.77 million pounds annually. It's a big money.
And
It's
you're
big
just
money,
fit
man.
for and you're just fit for 18 games.
Marshall is being paid. Okay, look at I also have a video on my channel as well. Maybe our viewers can go and check. I did a video on how Sir Jim saved United for £2 million. If you look at Varane, 17.7 million pounds.
Mm.
If you look at Marshall, £13 million for a player that we bought for how much? For close to £58 million under Luis Van Gaal. Then
You guys know that Martial had a clause on his contract that if he wins a Ballon d'Or, he gets a certain
but
amount of money.
he didn't win the Ballon d'Or. He only
He was not even top 10. He was not even top 10.
yeah,
They
he didn't
saw. I
win.
don't know who saw that vision in him that he's a
No,
future
but
Ballon d'Or.
it
No,
was
he was
there.
good,
Be
man.
fair.
He was
He was.
solid.
It was
That guy
there.
was solid.
He was a
What
When
wonder
you
boy.
watch
He
him,
was one of those
he was
wonder boys.
solid.
Even when he
He
went to
was
loan,
solid.
when United loaned him during one of those seasons, he was performing well at La Liga.
Okay, guys, there's a breaking news now. A breaking news from goal.com on Juventus and Jean
Sancho.
Talibo that their confidence of getting that guy to Nice. You know, United couldn't really get Todibo to Nice
Todibo.
because of the
The
party.
relationship.
Yes, because of the relationship between Ineos and
The
United
owners,
and
yeah.
Nice as well. So I think Juventus want to see if they could do that deal and bring the player down. Thiago Motta wants him. I think if not for what is really going on now between the ownership of United and Nice, I think United could have just turn their face like this and say, Jerome Brantwaite, we don't need you in we don't need you for now. We'll take this guy and let's have him in our team. So, but he will be a good addition to Juventus if they have him. But coming back to our discussion on the wage bill of United, it is something United need to be worried about. If this player, okay, you can see you have Brandon Williams for 3.4 million pounds annually. What has he played? What has he given to the club? Nothing else. You have Tom Heaton on 2.3 million pounds. What has he done to the club? He only
Man.
played 2 matches. No, I don't think he even played any match last season. You also have you also have Johnny Evans. Johnny Evans did well for United. I think he brought in experience whenever it matters or whenever he plays in that back line. And also his voice was also needed in the dressing room.
Yeah.
Yes. But
And he did his best, man.
yeah, but when you
He
have
was
this
one of the
huge,
best defenders, to be fair.
yeah, when you have this huge wage bill all around, you have to question where is the club going to
Yeah.
financially.
Honestly, yes. Honestly.
And that is why I think Ineos are coming in and telling us that we want to reduce the wage bill. That is one. We don't want to sign
Very
players.
spoiled players. Very
Yes,
spoiled.
we don't want to sign players over the age of 25. That is two.
Or
We
to
want players that are ready to buy into our project. That is three. And also we want to align the club with every philosophy that we have currently now on ground to see where the club will be in the next 5 to 10 years in terms of what is happening on the pitch. Off the pitch, United are financially stable. Though we still have the Glazers that put the depth in the club, and that is why. And I ask this question to you guys: the reason, how many of us know the reason why United have these huge wage bills? They sign players for 80 million pounds. They sign players for 50 million pounds. How many of us know why?
Because they use the club's money.
Yeah.
Yes, but because what the Glazers did when they bought the club at that time was that they put normally when you buy a club currently now is that the debt, if you are buying a club with maybe by loan, if you're buying a club with loan, you don't load you don't load the debt. You don't load the depth of that. You don't load that loan. I mean, sorry. If I buy a club from the bank with a borrowed money, you don't
You're not
load.
liable.
Yes, you
You're
don't
not
load the
liable.
club. So that's what the Glazer did, and that's why United Currently now they are a tune of 200 and 250 million pounds indebted because the debt, that debt the Glazers, the money the Glazers used to buy the club in 2003 at that time is still on that club up till now. They are still paying interest and dividends and whatsoever they are doing on that club, and that is why the club has not been stable financially. Yes, they have big brands running around them, wanting to do business with United. But I just think that with the coming of these guys, with the coming of Sajim, who are footballing focused people, when I mean footballing focused people, is that the club has a brighter future going forward.
I agree on that.
That's true. And guys, please, every people here, every anchor here or pundits here are on. They are on the This is their link. This
Yeah,
is the link for fancy
I just
football.
subscribed to Fancy.
Yeah. So please, and this is for United Capos KE. Please, we want you guys to go there, show a lot of love. That's what we do here. And this is a link for opinionated facts. Please go there. So show some love, please. So now, guys, they've been linked that Bruno Fernandez, might be going to Saudi Arabia.
He's not
So
going. He's not going. He's not going.
I think
Bruno
he's
Fernandes
seriously
is very happy.
considering. In my
Guys,
opinion,
I believe Bruno
I think
Fernandes
he's
is very
seriously
happy
considering
at Manchester United. He's the
because
captain, gets along with him.
no,
He's happy.
he's not
I
happy.
believe he's happy.
He's not
What?
happy at United. That's the
No, he's
facts
not
of
happy. I
things
don't think he's
because
He's not happy. He gets
because
everything he
No.
wants.
yeah,
Bro.
No, he wants
no.
money, man. He wants more money.
Let me explain my reason why as to why he's not happy. The comments he made towards the end of the season about he'll think about this after the Euros. I think it's valid because he's underpaid compared to the rest of the other
Rashford and
players.
them. And what he does for the
The
team.
output, the
Yeah, he
output
has
he gives,
more input for the
the
team.
output he gives the club, and
It's more than the other players.
and the amount of time is available
Doesn't match
is
the
more than
salary.
the other players. He's not close. Imagine Mount is being paid 300,000.
More than him.
Mason, this guy is being
And
paid 180. How do you think
80,000.
he feels? How do you think he feels at the end of the day when they're in the dressing room? You can see Mount on crutches half the season, most of the season,
Wow.
eating 300, and you're there eating 180. I think it's factual. And you can see most Portuguese players are heading that direction. To be fair, I would sell. This is the best time to sell Bruno, in my opinion, as a United fan. I wouldn't mind him staying because that's still a big reality. I think he might stay, but it's also a big reality to know that he can leave. And
True that.
if we can get proper money for Bruno, if he were to leave United going that side, because he would get the salary he wants. He'd be one of the highest paid players in that league.
But will he be enjoying the football though?
It's not, bro.
Come
You
on.
enjoy it to
Come
the
on.
money, man.
It's money, man. Amen.
That's what you hear at the end of the day. I don't think we will win a Premier League with Bruno still
No.
in that team because he has a lot of deficiencies. I'm not saying he's horrible, but we
He's not
need a different type of number 10 going forward. And yeah, for me, it's whatever. If he wants to leave, he can leave. I'm fine with that. If he wants to stay, he can stay. I have no holding.
Mafias, okay, what's your
I'm
take
not
on it?
holding
Fancy
grudges.
football.
For Bruno, I think Bruno is a player that, to be frank, when he's when I want to talk about his matter, I don't. I always hold myself because I think he has given much more to the club than what the club has given to him, whether we like it or not. Right from day one, he came into the club at the middle of the 2019 2000 season. I think he has given more to the club than what the club has given to him. So, but should he leave now? I just think that no, you shouldn't. This is my
He's
reason.
very crucial in that United team. Honestly
Yeah,
speaking.
this is my reason. This is my reason. I think we can still take one more season from him. Yes, he has some deficiencies like losing the ball. I think he has the highest highest rate of losing the ball from all the midfielders in the Premier League. But also, he has the highest rate of creating chances than any midfielder in the Premier League. Last season, we all know what the number of chances he created. But we had a team that the striker didn't really understand where he could position himself for Bruno and every other thing. But that aside, I think United can take something out of him this season. Let's see how it goes. Maybe with the caliber of players United are signing now, he could bring the best out of him. I just think that he's in his peak now at 29, and it's something we shouldn't really United shouldn't really let him go at this time. We also need his voice in the dressing room, because I also think you need maturity in that dressing room. With rumors or news out there saying that Casemiro will be leaving, you don't want to lose all your big players, all your matured players in the team. So you still need few of them in that team to have that voice in the dressing room. It's very, very important. It's essential for the growth of the team. It's essential for young players that are coming in. It's essential for that understanding as well. So that's what I think about Bruno. One more season, then we can say thank you very much. Bye bye.
So
the thing about that Bruno story is, if he stays, he'd want a new contract. You see,
Yeah,
that's where my problem lies, and I don't want Bruno to give us 4 more years of Bruno, because you can't offload him when he gets the type of money he's going to get. You understand?
Are you from Hamilton?
So
she's coming today.
it's a win-win.
Yeah, it's coming. Can you just
Because at the end of next season, he's not gonna be worth what he's worth today. If Bruno stays, give him a new contract.
Yeah, true.
That's how it's going to be. That's how I think Bruno is going to
let's just
negotiate
say,
for his stay at United.
let's say he leaves. Which 10 that is out there would you recommend for United to get?
I'd go for Goulet at
Adagule.
Madrid. Yeah.
Hi. But do you think that Madrid will sell Adagule? Because for me, I don't see it happening, man.
I think Madrid is gonna loan. They're gonna loan Adagule out. They will loan him out.
Yeah, they can loan.
I think they can do a buyback the same way they've done with Odegaard.
But United will not take a buyback. We remember what happened with this guy, this left back the other time. United don't want a regular. They don't want a buyback clause from a big club, because if you also
That's
do that, they're a big club.
that's my ideal replacement for Bruno is Goulet. I think United is a big enough club to give a big enough proposal for such a player, because certain players are worth their money. If you hit Madrid with 120 million, because now I think this season we should do most of our business. Be it
And
now
he's young
in
as well,
January.
man. He's young.
Let's try to build the team so that next
but
season.
other teams knows now. I think the good thing is that other teams know that United, when you mention 50 million pounds for a player, United will just laugh, because they already know what the current structure of the club, the current board of the club will do. They won't pay that money, to be frank. They will rather negotiate with you and come in between. If you want, that's just the new Sajim policy now, and Ineos, that we will not pay over the board for a player, and it's good.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's how we should have done business all through.
No doubt. So, but for me, man, I wouldn't say. I think because I know Adagule is not possible, but I think if United can get someone like Eze, that would be okay as well.
Yeah. To be fair,
okay.
yeah.
And
Eze.
there's something somebody said. Yeah, I want to just is it this? Okay, no, this is not it. Is about this lad called João Neves. Do you think there's a word that they'll do the deal? João Neves. Do you see you doing that deal?
For that João Neves deal, because of the way Benfica approach their transfer, I think it's gonna be a tall order. Because see, Benfica, Lisbon, Porto, they have a stamp price on their player. When they say it's 50 million pounds, it's 50 million pounds. They don't go more than that.
No.
We see why I was talking about Arsenal. I was saying that Calafiori, Ricardo Calafiori is not what they need at this time. and anybody can attest to it. Every Arsenal fan can attest to it. But
Everybody been saying it, man.
yes,
Everybody been saying it.
Ricardo Calafiori is not the man they need. What they need for 50 million euros is to spend that money on a striker. And if you ask me, John Neves for 100 million euros or 80 million pounds, I think he's over the top because I think he worth like 50, 60 million euros thereabout currently.
Max.
But we all know every club put the price on their player. Take it or leave it, whether you want it. If you want it for 50 million euros, if they say it's 50 million euros, you pay 50 million euros. If they say it's 80 million euros, you pay. But United, and that is if Casemiro leaves the club. That's if Casemiro leaves. But if Casemiro leaves, so you need to bring in João Neves. You need to bring in two DM. That is Mugate and João Neves. You need to bring them in. And why you need those two DM is that we all see what happened in the FA Cup. You need them. You need your
What do you think? What do you think happens with Eriksen?
Eriksen has to leave the club for me.
So if he leaves, you also have to replace him.
And Amrabat?
Amrabat is gone already. So
Amrabat is gone.
He's gone. So we shouldn't.
So we have a deficit in midfield already.
And that is why we still need to keep Bruno. We also need to find somebody else that can pass the ball very well. Forward-thinking player, and that is what we want now in United. A forward-thinking player.
For that Crystal Palace midfielder, that Adam something, that young boy.
Adam Watson.
Is he the guy that is playing for England in the
Euros? Adam Watson. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not seeing him game actually.
Okay.
He hasn't played anything, but he's very good.
So if you can get those players, I think it's going to be wonderful in the midfield. I think United still need much more players in the midfield. I don't know what is in the mind of Erik ten Hag and his coaching crew and the technical board as well. But I just think that going forward, they can look at either keeping some players. Eriksen wants to play week in, week out, and that is not possible in the Premier League, which is current age now.
True. It's not.
But if we look at United, can look around. There are players that they can look around, and there are a lot of players out there with good potential, with excellent potential. What they just need is to bring them in and see what will happen. Yeah, whether if they can gel. Donny van der Beek is on his way to Girona. That is good. I think that's off the wage bill as well. Gradually, United, they will sanitize the club financially. They will sanitize it physically. They will sanitize it spiritually. If they want to.
What do you think of the goalkeeping situation?
Goalkeeping situation. I think towards the end of last season, Onana was up and doing. I just think that he has to be smart. I think he should have learned from his mistakes last season because the Premier League is quite more or less different from where he was coming from
You are talking to somebody that does not rate Onana at all. He wants him gone.
Everybody wants him gone, but I just think that he should be given the reason why Onana is there is because Ten Hag.
I just saw reports that Ten Hag refused a deal for Martinez.
Yeah.
Over
Emiliano Martinez.
Yeah, the club approached Martinez, but Ten Hag refused that so that we get Onana for 50 million.
Wow. Yes, but
that's the most baffling.
Ten Hag has, and the problem Onana had last season that he had an unstable backline. Let's see if we have.
It's not about us. It's about stopping the ball. Sometimes, we can blame. We can see.
Yes, I agree with you. I agree that there were a lot of mistakes.
It single-handedly took us out of the Champions League.
Yes, there were a lot of mistakes from Onana last season. But let's keep faith in him this season. Let's see if we have a stable backline. That is my opinion. If United have a stable backline, then let's see how it goes because we saw him in Inter with a stable backline and he performed well. But let's see to be frank, whether you like it or not, whether me, you, or Tiemba or the other guy likes it or not, this is what it is. You need a stable backline, and your goalkeeper is as good as the players are in front of him. That's what I think. We need that stable backline. We need Martinez and the leads that will be coming in. If we are going to get Bruyne, we need them to provide that shield for the goalkeeper. That's what we need. Yes, we knew that United, a certain player United won, a certain goalkeeper United won the best player for 4 seasons in a row. It shows that the back line at that time wasn't really stable. When we had when United there was a purge of Rio Ferdinand, Nemanja Vidic, Johnny Evans, some players left the club. United were struggling to maintain that back line, but we are still struggling up to now. We need fit players that are fit. We need a standing central defense in that team that will play at least 15 matches, 15
Premier
matches
League
together.
games.
Yes, 30 Premier League games together, and let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
So, I want to ask one question, guys. Is it now time to drop Harry Kane for England at Euros?
It should have been dropped long ago.
It's a big question. I don't know what. Like I said, the biggest problem is not Harry Kane for England. The biggest problem is Gary Southgate. I think he's crap. His coaching methods are crap. He's just lucky to have good players around him currently now. I also think that there's some things have to change going forward. I think there are rumors out there that he'll be given a 2 year contract again. Maybe taking them to the World Cup and bowing out again, because I don't think they can go to the final. They can beat the Dutch and go to the final, but I don't think they have the capacity to win it.
I think
if they win it,
in that statement,
yeah,
I think if France qualify, England beat them. But if Spain qualify to the final, Spain beat England mercilessly. That's just my honest opinion.
I also don't think they can beat. I also don't think they can beat the French, because the French national side, they might not be playing well, but they are efficient and effective. They have the best defense in the tournament so far. They have the best midfield combination in the tournament so far. So it's going to be very difficult.
I think overall team wise is Spain.
Yeah, it's Spain, but they'll be missing some players.
Balanced team.
They'll be missing some players in the quarterfinal, in the semi-final.
France as well. I think
yes,
France will be missing Saliba, if I'm not wrong.
No, I think Saliba will start. He only had 1 yellow card. But I just think that effectively with Kante in that midfield, who I think is the best midfield in this tournament so far, way above Rodri. Let's say the truth. He has single-handedly marshaled that midfield for France. And it's going to be very difficult. We've seen teams try it time and time again, and they didn't really pass off. Even this English team cannot go toe-to-toe with this French team, to be frank. Despite Mbappe not firing from all cylinders, Kolomawani not doing really very well, and Dembele holding his own as well. I think up front he has been doing. Yeah, he is the best player for France up front, more than Mbappe. But we should be very careful, because if hiring Mbappe, that motivation can just come in a match for Mbappe.
You know him,
and we know him, and we know what he can do. He can take the game. He can take the game to any team on a good day. So, but what I think they are missing in this team is a point man up front. Giroud has failed to be that point man again.
I think it's a midfielder like Pogba that they're missing.
Yes,
in this French team.
Giroud has failed to
cement his position.
Yes, as that link man. Griezmann, we expect him to be the link, that linkage between the midfield and the defense. He has not done his job as well. So for France, they can win the tournament the way they are like this, because they have a very strong midfield and an effective defense as well. But for England, with Harry Kane, with if I use this Nigerian word, you guys will not like it, but with a Legbere manager of Southgate himself, I think it's going to be a tall order for them to win the tournament.
I think England going into the Euros first with the selection was just poor.
Yeah, because United post KE, because the media were the people that picked the current squad for, whether we like it or not.
Yep,
Yeah,
it's true.
that's
It's
true.
true.
That's true.
I,
That's true.
I think you can see how crucial Maguire is at
No,
the
that's
back for
Maguire. Even
England.
Rashford. Even
Maguire is
Rashford.
a proper English defender. That's what
Yeah.
England need
Even
back there
Rashford.
because they're
For
being
me,
run ragged at the back in every single
you know
game.
me, I don't really rate like this guy, Rashford, but let's say it. In England, when Rashford plays for England, there is something he
Even
offers
Sterling
to
would
the
have
world.
done a better job than those
Yeah, someone
attackers
have done a better
because
better
they
job,
don't.
man.
Grealish, how do you leave out Sterling, Grealish, and Rashford? All of them three out of your competition, and they are your
Like
crucial players because they attack mostly from the left, and you can see how
like Phil
dry it
says
is.
now. Phil says he says the media selected for him. So and it's what it is, man. The
Yeah,
media.
true.
What has happened to Brazil, guys? What has
Were
happened to
they
Brazil?
eliminated?
Yeah,
Oh, I watched that.
on penalties.
To be fair, I don't want any of you to say anything about that match because I watched that match
Phil.
90 minutes. The match was a rugby match. See, I've never seen officiating
Who are they
like that
playing?
before.
I've not
It
been
was
following that
No, no.
cup.
See, the match was
Who are they playing?
they played Uruguay
Uruguay.
in the quarterfinals
Oh, Uruguay are beasts.
2 days ago, and they lost some penalties because there was no extra time in the Copa American. No extra
Was
time. You just go
penalty.
into. But this is what I saw in that match. You have a guy that Real Madrid have signed for how much? How many million pounds?
Are you talking about Hendrick?
Hendrick. He only had one complete pass in that match for 90
He
minutes.
started.
He started and had
Yeah,
only
Vinny did not start
Oh,
because Vinny was not playing.
Vinny was not playing. So he started and only had one complete pass in 90 minutes. That is one. Then number two, you had a very motivated Uruguayan side with Ugarte in that midfield and some couple
who's
of
the coach
guys.
of Uruguay? Is it the former Leeds coach?
Yes,
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
his name?
Bissau.
Bissell.
Bissell. Yes.
Bissell.
So you had that Uruguay side that were motivated and
And well
they
coached.
got well coached. They got a red card in the 78th minute or in that match, and Brazil couldn't really break them down. But this is all what I saw about that. I was impressed with that match because European and Premier League referees should go and learn on how to officiate, how to let things go like that, except
Yeah.
if it's on a critical note. You see, the match looks like a typical rugby match. A typical go and watch the match. Don't watch the highlights. Watch that match from beginning to the end if you have time. But we all know how football is. Once a match has passed, it has passed. You just go to
Yeah,
the
Spider
highlights and
Pass,
watch.
man.
But when you watch that match in real time, it's a typical rugby match. And the referee did a wonderful job. And this is what that's my take on that match. With regards to Brazil, I just think they were unlucky. That is one. I also think that some things also really need to change in that team. They have a couple of stars, a lot of stars in that team, individual brilliance in that team, but they don't have a team, and that is their problem.
Collectively.
Yes, they don't have a team. That's their problem over the course of a few years back, and still now it's still haunting them. They wanted Carlo Ancelotti, but I think Madrid had other ideas for Carlo and tell Don Carlo to stay in Madrid. We want you in Madrid. We'll give you a 2 years contract.
But things can change so quickly at Madrid. You know, Madrid will tell their manager, yes, you'll stay, but performance next season will determine if he actually stays.
But I still
next
believe
season.
Carlo will go to. I still believe he'll go to Brazil anyway.
I still have that feeling that I believe next season will be Carlos last at Real Madrid either way because
Xavi is coming.
Barcelona,
Xavi Alonso.
not even
Alonso is the
Xavi,
guy I want.
because look at what Flick is going to do there. Flick is going to change. There's going
But
to be
Flick has a huge job on his hand because you have
But he has. We have to be honest with the players at Barcelona. They're good players.
They
He has
are.
good players
They
there.
are. But Madrid also have good young players as well. So
Yeah, but now they have a proper manager. I never rated Xavi, to be honest. This was
no,
his
I agree
first.
with you. I
It
agree
was his
with you.
first stint in a top club.
Yeah, I agree with you. But this is what I think about Madrid. Already has a team. Barcelona are still building gradually. But Barcelona, they have this. They have what is hindering them, and this is what I think. This is what is hindering them. Financially, they are not stable. You need financial stability. Yes, they are building the Camp Nou now. Currently, they've mortgaged their stadium rights for the next 10 years to Spotify. For who knows how much that money is for the next 10 years. So financially, Barcelona needs to bring, because there's a report out there that from, let me see if I have that. Let me see. Okay, I think I should have that. I don't know if I should. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can. It's not a video actually. It's a file. If I have the ability of bringing in a file here, no, I don't have. Okay, okay. There's a report from Fabrizio Romano this morning on an interview that Laporte did with the Barcelona president did with the Catalonia radio. They want to sign. Guess who? They want to sign Nico Williams. Now, Nico
Barcelona,
Williams,
right?
yes, Nico Williams, and he said categorically they can make it happen. We all know that Nico Williams will not go for less than 80 million euros. Less than 80 million
Right now.
euros. Yes, right now. He has
But he has the
lightened
list
up.
close now.
Yes, he has lightened up the euros. Him and Yami Yamal, and he will not go for less than. So they have to look for something in between. In between, when I mean something in between, they have to look for something in between to see if they can negotiate with Bilbao and get that player. If they can get that player and some couple of players into their team, I think they will give Madrid a run for their money.
Yeah.
I don't think they have the capacity to get Nico Williams
Exactly.
this
Right
season.
now.
Exactly, I agree with you.
But with that said, they still have Lewandowski, one of the best. He's worked with Flick. They have this Yamal boy on the right. They have Pedri. They have Gavi. Defense, they have Araujo.
Yeah.
So to me, Barcelona, I just think they underperformed under the management of Xavi. To be very honest with you, because at some point last season they were catching up with Madrid, and then they just lost it out of nowhere.
Fell off.
You see, so I think a better suited they got it spot on in terms of management. That was their biggest problem. It wasn't about players, to be honest. Xabi was falling out with so many players in the club. Last player, still have a very good goalkeeper in Ter Stegen. They have one of the best right backs, Cancelo. So yeah,
and Cancelo is having a problem with Man City now.
Yeah.
And because he's still a City player, and they don't want him to go to Barcelona. They want to sell him off to Juventus, back to Juventus or to one other club like that. But Cancelo, my heart is in Barcelona. I think City should allow that guy to leave the club. They should allow him to leave the club peacefully, to be frank, and let's see what he can bring to the table for Barcelona. I think he can offer a lot of things for that club, both on the left and the right wing. So I think they should let him go.
So before we go, guys, man, I want us let me just say every transfer Manchester United is looking at right now.
Yeah.
If it goes through,
Yeah.
I want us to put up a first 11 right now. So in goal, we know automatically it's Onana. So who would the ideal, or you guys ideal back four? Who would it be? The back four.
I think from the right it has to be Dalot.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Dalot. Because we are trying to just rate this team, and see what they have to offer next season. You have Dalot in right back. Then center back would
Delete Martinez.
We'll get Delete Martinez there.
Delete. Then Martinez.
Yeah.
But this, I think mine need and they went for this guy. What's his name? They went for Reguilon.
Oh, I don't think Reguilon.
He was poor.
Reguilon would not come to United. I don't think they need him. They will get somebody.
I think the starting left back will still be Shaw.
Let's go with Shaw because he's fit now. Let's go with him.
I just hope that guy comes back to Man U and play football.
Did you hear the statements Cruz made?
No, he did not.
About Germany.
They did not. They misinterpret what he was talking about. Somebody came outside and verified it and said that was not true. That this is what he said. Because initially I did not hear what he said until when I hear somebody correcting what he actually said, translating it in the right way. So the back two will be. I know Mino will be here.
So Kobe Mainu will be there.
Kobe, the baller, and probably Ugarte.
Let's see Ugarte first of all.
Let's say Ugarte.
Yeah.
The more realistic.
For now.
So do you guys think that this guy will still go? What's his name?
Casemiro.
Casemiro.
Yeah,
I think he might. But I
but
think
I wouldn't
if
mind Kase. He's one of the players I said that I wouldn't mind keeping.
yeah.
That's me.
I also wouldn't mind keeping him because we need voices like him. He doesn't want to leave,
Yeah,
to be frank.
He
I
doesn't
don't
want to
think he
leave. He
wants
said
to
that he
leave.
wants to leave. He doesn't
Yes.
want to leave.
So let's see if we can keep him. If we can keep him in January, knowing fully well that we'll get 60 million euros or 60 million pounds from him from the Saudis.
To Suana
that
yes,
would be
to
that
Saudi.
would be a quick deal. I have
Yeah.
no issues with
So
that.
the front four would be your front four would be
I would go with Garnacho on the right.
Garnacho. No place for Ahmad again.
No,
Oh,
Ahmad will get
yours
his time. Ahmad will get his Bruno.
Bruno. Phil, you also agreeing there?
Yeah, I do agree. I do agree.
Bruno. Then
Rashi.
Rashford.
We have to start Rashford, but if Rashford doesn't start, I think we can start
Ahmad
Yes,
on the right and then move Garnacho to the
left.
left.
Yeah.
So
Zirkzee.
Zexy.
Has
Let's
to
go
be
with Zexy.
Zirkzee. And
Even on FIFA, I tried buying him. It's quite costly.
He has
so
to.
It's
guys
quite
now.
costly even on FIFA.
So guys, this team now, where is this team finishing next season?
I say third.
Yeah, I think over the course of the season they will finish third. But your first team doesn't actually win the league for you or it puts you at that right position. You need
The full
a
team.
strength. Yes, you need a strength in depth. So other players have to play their own part as well.
Well, on
I
paper,
think
this team,
we have a
looks
bit of
good, man.
depth in our team. It's just that most of them were not fit last season.
Yeah.
The likes of Mount. In defense, if Lindelof doesn't go, man, Lindelof is pretty decent, to be fair.
Yeah.
And he suits the style of play. But we need more. We need more in attack. We have Dalot now, who can be an option. Anthony can be another option. I would play Anthony more central. I think he's more effective centrally than on the right, as I've seen in most of his play. But the worry has to be if Wan-Bissaka leaves, who comes, who's gonna replace Luke Shaw, and we need two fit centre backs to replace Lisandro and De Ligt, who are on a similar level to them. To be fair, that's it. Bruno also needs a replacement, in my opinion. We need someone on the bench who can come on.
That's true,
for
though.
Bruno.
That's true. But on paper,
Like-
this team looks good, man. On paper, it looks, man.
Most United teams on paper look good.
It looks good. It looks good. But for me, I think I would take off Rashford there because it's also a part of the old blocks as well. I wouldn't want him. He's more. For me, Rashford doesn't suit that style of player. I think Ten Hag want to bring in.
Garnacho does.
Yeah, Garnacho does. We can have Garnacho. We can
And
have
Ahmad.
for me. We can do it in this way. If you can permit me, I take Zirkzee to where Rashford is now.
Okay.
Then I bring in Højlund here. Now the reason why I want a Højlund in that team is that you still
Or
need.
maybe play two up front.
Yes, you can play 2 up front. You can just change the formation
to 4-4-2.
4-4-2. Zirkzee and Bruno Fernandez can manipulate the midfield very well because he is good. He is good with the ball. Zirkzee is good with the ball and he can do a lot of damage to players with the ball.
So I think
if that is permitted,
4-4-2.
or we can do a 4-3-3. A 4-3-3 would be better than a 4-4-2. Currently now,
Okay.
Diamond.
Yes.
Okay,
Diamond.
4-3.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, this will be the 4-4-3 diamond.
Yes.
Then it means
Rashford will have to go bench.
Okay.
Take Rashford out. Take Rashford out.
Yeah, bench player.
Save it.
What was his name? Højlund.
But Højlund was poor for
Denmark.
For Denmark. Ooh.
Yes, the reason why Højlund. See, I always have reasons for players to be poor. To be frank, Maybe I like cutting slacks for players that I love, but this is what I think. I think the
Go down
reason why
completely.
Holland was
Yeah,
poor for United
remove player.
at the beginning of the season, and also for the Dutch as well, is you have to understand the kind of striker you have.
Mm.
Yeah, true.
And to be frank, within at United, we didn't really understand Hoyland very well. We didn't understand
Mm.
until at some certain part. And the time that understanding came in, he got injured again.
I
Mhm.
think I'd take off Kobe, put Zirkzee there, and then bring on Ahmad. Put Alejandro Garnacho on the left.
Okay.
To Maino,
Yeah, take out Kobe, bring
bring
on
in
Ahmad.
Ahmad.
Mm.
Honestly, this guy have not really had too much time at his.
But the time he had, man, is dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's a
he played
he's a
one, man.
special player. This boy.
So
That
this
would be
way,
my ideal. That would be a
ele-
very, very strong team. And this would be against your the Crystal Palaces, the Wolves. You play
Yeah.
this team very dynamic. Against a team like City, you remove one of them, bring
yeah,
back Mino
yeah.
to hold
This looks
it.
like a good team, man. Looks like a good team.
Mm, mm.
Just like a good team for the Diamond. Wow, Ugarte. And this guy is a baller, man. Guys, he's a baller.
Bro,
Guy is
bro,
balling, man.
this guy is
He's
hard, man.
balling.
I watched that game. He got people are saying he got a knee injury. His
Somebody is
performance
asking,
was
is delete confirmed and signed?
I
Well,
think that deal for delete is close, very
it's
very close.
close.
What I mean by is close, I think even the 60,000
Fans.
fans that are writing this thing, I think they're wasting their time. The player
Mhm.
mind is United, and
they've
that
talked to Ten Hag.
yes,
It's
Ten Hag has
yeah,
made phone calls.
so
So hopefully that deal should be done and dusted once the player is back from
by
the
end of
international
next
break.
week, I would
Yeah,
say, because they're just
so
waiting to do the medicals
they should cover.
after
And
after
to
the
be
Euro.
frank, those guys that are writing petition don't really, that deal is hinged on one thing.
Okay.
Jonathan Tah to Bayern Munich.
Bayern Munich.
That's done and dusted. The player also wants to leave Bayern Leverkusen to
Oh,
Bayern
he's
Munich.
going.
Yeah, and
Oh,
that is what is opening up that space for
mm,
Delete to come to United. The
yeah.
player has set up his mind. He wants to leave
Is Ugarte and
Bayern Leverkusen.
Zirkzee signed? He's
Oh,
asking again. For me, Zirkzee is done. It's a done deal
Zex
for
is
me.
no,
done.
Zirkzee is done.
Zex is done.
Dex is done. The green light has been given. But Ugarte, I think
Yeah,
the United have not submitted an official
an official bid.
but the
But
player
it
is
looks
understood.
done as well. Player
Yes,
wants to come.
yes, the
Player
player is
wants to
understood
join.
that he wants to join. He wants to join United. So
Because it's clear that
that's it.
it's
Would
clear
you
that
would you
Enrique is not
would you
rating.
get rid of Rashford if PSG came calling with a good offer?
£60 million for Rashford. It's okay. I think
Not
I
bad, eh?
think not bad. I think Rashford should leave United.
Honestly, for his career as well.
Yeah,
For
I
his
think
And then
development as
and
well.
then
I've
just
said
get
so.
Nico.
Yes,
I would
I've
get
said so
Nico
here.
one
I've
time.
said so here that I think I think Rashford should leave
Nico.
United. So that's my opinion about it.
If Rashford leaves, we have to sign a like player.
Exactly.
There's definitely, and who's the best option right now in the world?
It's Nico.
It's Nico.
It's Nico Williams.
Mm.
It's Nico Williams. Definitely Nico Williams.
So I want to ask. There was a rant this morning by a former United player that played 2 seasons for United.
Mm.
He's currently an advisor at AC Milan. We know him. I don't. You guys should know where I'm going to now.
Mm.
He
Okay,
came
okay,
out.
okay.
He came out and was ranting. So I want to ask this
Mm.
question: is that the winner and losers of the Joshua Zirkzee transfer deal to United? Who are the winners and losers in that deal? Because we have Bologna involved, AC Milan involved, Manchester United involved,
I think there's only one loser.
Kia Girafkin also involved in terms of commissions as well.
There's
We
one
know
There's two
loser,
win. There's two
which is
winners.
AC Milan. AC
Two or
Milan
three.
is the
There's only
biggest
one
loser.
loser. AC Milan lost.
They couldn't pay on
Bayern Munich
time
won.
to the
Bayern
player. They
Munich
had
had
everything. Everything was confirmed between the clubs, the two clubs, between the players. But as I say, United is a big team. When they come knocking,
players answer.
even managers. Look at
Yes.
Van Nistelrooy. He was meant to
Okay.
go join
Look at
Burnley as head coach.
Look at look. This is also what I think about the deal itself. Yeah, Milan cannot financially. They don't have the strength to compete with United.
No, none at all.
The
None at
guy,
all.
the
None
guy
at
is a
all.
Dutch player, and I think he also wants to play for a Dutch manager as well, knowing fully well
Mhm.
that he could really profit from that avenue. For United, I think the project is real now, whether we like it or not. The
And they
project is
can see.
real, and
They
people
can
can
see.
see it. People can see behind the scene. We
Mhm.
just hope that at the end of the day, Omar Banada, I think from next week, no, from
From
at the end
next
of
week,
is it from next week?
yeah,
So he
15th.
should, yes, he will take over the aim of affairs as the CEO of the club. So with that, everything, all the pieces on the chessboard for United will be put in place. Then
Yes.
once the season kickstarts, it is time to play football, and let's see what the Queen and the
I
King will
think
do at the end of the day.
I think the football is not even up to Ten Hag anymore. The style of
Yes,
play.
it's not.
The
No,
style of
it's
play is
not up
supposed
to
to
him.
have.
It's not up to him. Him is being told. I'm sure he has clear instructions now.
Yeah, clear.
He's gonna watch videos. If they're going to show him videos, this is how we want to play. That football he
And
played last season,
I mean, it's an
it won't
ISO.
cut it for you.
No,
Because
no,
if
no,
Ten
no.
Hag just gets fired, it's automatic who's going to take
Mr.
over.
Roy, it's rude
It's
now.
Van Nistelrooy. He's done it.
Mm.
He's proven himself. I remember PSV beating Arsenal. I don't know if it
Yeah.
was the Europa League.
It
They
was the
I
Europa
outplayed
was in
them.
League.
Europa League. Is it
Mm.
It
Europa
was
League
the
or
Europa
Champions
League.
League?
Yeah, it
Okay,
was
it's
the
They
Europa
Europa
League.
outplayed
League.
they outplayed them. So he's a good manager. I like his style of play.
And
Um,
Richard is saying that Juventus want to sign Rashford and Greenwood.
they don't have the money.
The only two club I know want to sign Greenwood has been Sancho, Lazio and
And
Olympique Marseille.
Marcel, yes, and that Marcel
But
deal is
yeah,
and that Marcel
you're
deal,
right.
like I said, is coming closer. I think the player
Mhm.
wants to join Roberto Di Zerbi in that
Mm.
Yeah, he wants to.
club.
In the
The
project.
project, yes, and the project is good for Marseille. They want to compete for the League
Champions
One
League as
title
well.
this
I think
season.
if Greenwood goes to Marseille, PSG buy him after a season or two.
Exactly.
He's that good.
Yeah.
He's that good.
And Juventus should just pay the money for Sancho. And he's asking now, will Manchester United win trophies and get up for next season?
I
They will
think
win.
yes.
They will win trophies.
Yes.
Yes, they will win trophies, but I don't think they can. They will come close to the Premier League. They will come. They will fight to the Premier League
I
if
think
the right players are signed
mm,
with the right mentality as well in the club. For me, any player that misbehave next season should be booted out of the first team. That's just it. It's
Yeah,
period.
100%. For
true,
There are
me,
no
true.
two ways about it. Whether you are giving the club 20 goals, 30 goals,
true.
because you need harmony in the dressing room. That's just it. That's
Mm,
just the fact.
discipline more than anything.
Yeah.
Mm.
For me, I think Europa League is for us.
Yeah.
I think Ten Hag has been given clear instructions. Yeah, that's the cup you go for.
For me,
There's
I
no
believe in
ifs.
Europa League as well. I've been saying
There's
that
no
I
ifs,
think now you win
buts. I
Europa.
think always United in that cup is the strongest team, regardless of who else is there. There's no Arsenal this time. There's no Liverpool this time. There's no Chelsea, thank God. So it's who's there now from the Premier League? Aston Villa.
Who No, I think
Aston
Aston
Villa,
Villa is
Aston Villa
in
in
the
the,
Champions
in the
League.
Champions League.
Who finished fifth and sixth?
So Spurs will be there as well.
Spurs.
Yeah, Spurs. It's
Probably three
Spurs and
clubs will
Man
be
U.
there. Yeah.
Who finished sixth?
Sixth
Sixth was
United.
Chelsea. Well,
Sixth.
it was United.
No, we finished eighth.
Okay, United
Okay.
finished seventh.
Didn't we finish
Spurs.
eighth?
No. Spurs finished fifth.
Uh-huh.
United finished seventh.
It was Newcastle finished on top of us. Then we were
Yeah.
eighth.
sure?
Newcastle.
Are
Newcastle
you
said
sure?
sixth,
Okay,
seventh.
Yeah,
by
we
virtue
finished
of us, by virtue of United qualifying for
Mm.
winning the FA Cup. Okay, yeah. I agree.
Yeah. So for me,
But it will
Spurs
be
is never
interesting, man.
an E. I don't even think Spurs will
It's
get
a
through
problem.
group stage. To be fair.
Honestly, that's true though. And guys, man, this is all we have for you guys, man. I've put please, we have great partners here, man. This is United K Post KE. Please feel free, go and show some love, subscribe to the channel and fancy football right here. Please click on it and you know support the channel. It's on the chat. You can just click on it, it will direct you there straight. And that's all we have for you guys today. So on Wednesday, guys, we are doing or filter talks about we'll be discussing, good topics. So fancy football, what do you have coming up next on your channel?
I think I should have the fancy podcast on Wednesday. I don't know. I
Okay.
don't know what schedules we have. So, but I have that open air on Wednesday because hopefully we should be able to have that podcast by 3
Okay.
p.m. 3 p.m. UK time.
You let me know now. You let me know if
Yeah,
I
I will
can
let
come
you
in.
know and other guys
Yeah.
know if we
Yeah.
can call me. So there's if you can drop your, I think you have my number.
Yeah. No,
You have my
I
number.
will
I
just
will add
I
you
will
on the
send you my number.
WhatsApp. There's a WhatsApp page
Okay.
on Fancy Football. I will add you on that
Okay.
WhatsApp page and any other person that's interested, so that
Yeah.
we just keep engaging ourselves time
Okay.
for time.
Okay.
Get real time news updates from the
Okay.
WhatsApp
Okay.
page itself. You can put in your comment out there and we all discuss about it.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
and football doesn't end. Discussion of football doesn't end.
It doesn't end never.
Exactly.
It does not
Yeah,
end.
yeah.
United post KE. What do you have coming there? Because
Yeah.
you have not been training for a long time. You're just back now. So what do you
Took
have
a
next, man?
break. Yeah, I got an injury which I had to take
Yeah,
care
I
of.
know, I knew.
Yeah, but I'm back. So
Okay.
back on the streams, back live streaming tomorrow, Thursday,
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Okay.
I'll move my show from Wednesday to Friday this week because
Okay.
I have a few engagements. The weekly show.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
it's normally my weekly show. So yeah, back on Friday and then do the
Okay.
watch out. Hopefully on Sunday, the thing is I have a game. So hopefully I'll be good enough to do the watch along for the final of the
Of the
Euros.
Euros.
Okay.
So there are two watch
Okay.
along.
Yeah.
There are two watch along on Friday, on Sunday. So one the Copa American
Copa.
finals. So
I
anybody,
can't stay up till
if you can stop,
those
you can
times.
do a watch along. I stopped doing watch along because you just get tired sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
You watch
fine
along, you
sometimes.
just get tired.
You have to be fresh for watch alongs, and you have
Yeah,
to
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
you have to be
Yeah.
fresh.
constantly.
Sometimes
Mm.
I feel for Tiamba sometimes because it's not easy to glue to glue your eyes. Okay, I did a
3
I did
hours or 2
yes,
hours. Oh.
I did a watch along for the African Nations Cup in not this one that just passed, the other one.
Yeah.
And after the Nations Cup, in short, I didn't come online for 7 months, to be frank.
Yo.
7 good months.
Wow. Crazy.
Yeah,
Crazy.
Nice one, my G's, man.
Yeah,
yeah,
and that's all we have for you guys, man.
yeah,
I'll see you guys in the next one, man.
yeah.
Thanks for watching,
Salute.
guys.
yeah.